basically I'm just going to paint this onto the back. If you are a collage artist or you're so inclined, you can also put your Mod Podge or whatever glue you're using onto the front of it too, to kind of give it a nice shiny finish as well. So now what I'm doing is I'm just fixing it on to this. And then, like I said, you can just paint over the top of it. If your paper is too thin too and you use glue, it does that funny warping thing. So that's why another reason it's nice to use thicker paper for this type of project. So basically, voila, and then it'll dry all clear, even though the glue kind of, you know, sets white. And then you've changed it from an Altoid tin to a silly little tin. Now, what you can do inside of that, what I did with this one is I have tiny little colored pencils, and I just have tiny little scraps of paper. So you could just, you know, if you want to make a quick note, you just have your little Altoid container with you. You can use it to store medication. That looks a little bit better than just a plain old Altoid tin. But what I'm going to do is inside, we're going to make a little tic-tac-toe game. So if you have kids or grandkids or just, you know, adults can do this too. Adults like tic-tac-toe. I took an old paint sample and I just cut it so it can fit inside of this. And I drew my little tic-tac-toe board. And then I'm pretty sure just about everybody has a lovely button collection at home. That, you know, all those buttons that come with your clothes and buttons that fall off and you don't know what to do with and you just throw it in a jar. So what I did was I just took the, you know, light and dark buttons that I had, and I just have a collection, you know, I have 5 of each. And then I just glued magnets onto the back. And actually you don't have to use any fancy magnets. You know how you get those refrigerator magnets that have a business name, or your insurance person sends you a magnet? You can use those. So these thin little magnets, they can be promotional magnets. I'm not going to cut this one up because I like it. But here I have a scrap magnet, but it's really thin, you can see. But if you get those like outdated calendar magnets, things like that, those are great to use. And then you just cut it into a tiny little square. I just have a tiny square. It doesn't have to be very big. And then this actually, you can use that regular glue, but just for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a dab of hot glue, and I have to do it off camera because my board doesn't reach. But believe me, I did put a dab of hot glue on there. And then I just affix that magnet to the back of my little button. And the lovely thing, like I said, about Altoid tins is they are all magnetic. And you don't have to fix the heat chip into the bottom of the Altoid tin because, like I said, it's magnetic, so the magnets will hold it in place. So then you can have all your little magnets, and you can always have a tic-tac-toe game or another game with you. Keep the kids or yourself or your friends entertained. If you're really feeling ambitious, you could do a mini chess or checkers board. You have to be really ambitious to do a chessboard. You don't have to use buttons. You can use, like, if you have an old game or anything, you can totally use that too. And you don't have to do games. You can do a lot of different things.